Luton Town versus Norwich, the final home match of the year for Luton. Can we end the year on a high at home? We've had a great 2022. In fact, if you actually look at the statistics, we would actually be second in the calendar year table, which is a great achievement for Luton. It's been a fantastic year in terms of results on the pitch. So hopefully we can take that form and take it into the new year, and obviously in this current season have a much better second half of the season compared to the first half. The first half of the season has been great, but there's definitely a few gaps within the squad. Hopefully we can fill those gaps, and then in the second half of the season be a lot better. Now, since the World Cup, our return to football, it's been very stop-start. Obviously, we played Middlesbrough away from home. Unfortunately, having 10 players on the pitch just wasn't enough to get something away against Middlesbrough. But then we had the home game against Millwall called off because of the weather conditions. We were the only Championship side, I think, that actually had a game called off, which was quite disappointing. But it gave us an extra week to get players fit and recovered for this game against Norwich. We do have a defensive crisis at the moment. Dan Potts has slowly returned back, which is great. We did play a behind closed door friendly against Arsenal, which ended 0-0. And we played a very strong 11 in that game. But in terms of match sharpness, I don't think that would be a problem. But I think the blessing of having Millwall called off was it gave us an opportunity to bring players back ready and fit. We still have a defensive crisis at the moment. One defender gets injured. We are in a little bit of trouble. Amari Bell won't feature against Norwich, so we're most likely will see Doherty playing as that left-sided wing-back. But as the three centre-halves in our back five, which we like to play, it will be Dan Potts, who's recovered from a back injury, Tom Lockyer, and obviously Gabriel Osho, and then James Bree as the right-sided wing-back. That will probably be 100% probably will be our back five. Now, Norwich this season, we kind of are playing them at a really good time. The atmosphere at Norwich, it just isn't great. They don't want Dean Smith being their manager. I don't know what's happened with Dean Smith. I feel like he's like a shadow of what he used to be able to do at Brentford, and it's kind of, although he got Aston Villa promoted and he had a good season in the Premier League with them, it's slowly going downhill and it's not going in the right direction for him. Maybe he needs to go to a club where he can actually build something, not short-term success like at a club like Norwich, where you need to make sure you are successful because the squad's got Premier League players or Premier League experience within the squad. So yeah, it's a little bit weird what's happening with Dean Smith at the moment. It's hard to actually put a certain answer on why it's happening to him. Maybe his style of play is just not working anymore and he needs to adapt, and that's the problem with these managers. If you don't adapt to the current football, you start seeing yourself slowly go down the league, which is obviously something which he probably doesn't want to do. But I can actually be 100% certain on this. If Norwich was to lose against Luton on Boxing Day, I think Dean Smith loses his job. I really do. And from a Luton perspective, this is probably the perfect time to play Norwich, and also the perfect time to get the double over Norwich. I don't even remember if Luton have even done the double over Norwich in our club history. So this would be a perfect opportunity to do so on this occasion. And that's not just because Norwich are in bad form. It's just because of the atmosphere and everything around it. It is a bit toxic at the moment, and I feel like Luton winning would be like the final nail in the coffin for Norwich, and hopefully that sees us, or sees Dean Smith not being the Norwich boss. But in terms of Luton, as I've already said, it's really hard to actually give your thoughts and opinions heading into this one, because you can't judge Edwards on what he's done so far, because the Middlesbrough game, there were a few differences, but not much for us to really tell. And also, he doesn't have, a fully strengthened side. There's still players out injured for him. He needs to bring in some players in January. So I feel like in this game against Norwich, we will probably see a little bit more of what Edwards wants to play, because he's had a little bit more time compared to other managers where they haven't had games postponed. but we want to see what we're doing in training in a match, basically. So hopefully we can obviously see that in this upcoming Boxing Day fixture. But it is a Monday night game under the lights at Luton. We love a midweek match at Luton at night. Hopefully the atmosphere will be good. Obviously it's a bit of a pain because Boxing Day, you know, everyone loves the 3 o'clock on a Boxing Day, but unfortunately it's not meant to be. We are on Sky Sports, so I get to watch the game myself because I've got work, which is fantastic. So I will be able to give an opinion and see on how we play. But in terms of in us winning this match, I'm confident in the way we are going forward. I do think we've got goals within us to do a good job, and I do have a good feeling that we will get a win here. I don't think it would be, you know, a goal fest. I do think it'd be not many goals in it. I do think it'd be a 1-0 home win, and it probably will be between either Morris or Adebayo to score that goal, to be fair. Morris obviously being the former Norwich player, he scored last time round, and when we actually look at the last time we did play Norwich, it was a cracking performance. You know, we didn't give them many chances, and even though we didn't have many chances, we just took them. And I think that's going to be, you know, the story of this game. Just take your chance. If you take your chance, you win the match, and not to have 20 attempts at goal and not take any single one of them. So yeah, those are my overall thoughts heading into this game. Obviously it's good to have players slowly returning back, but it'd be nice to see how well we can perform. Edwards, he's had a bit more time now. It still doesn't feel like the season's properly kicked off for us because of the stop-start, but hopefully now it's started, now with no breaks. We've got games coming at us quick and fast, you know, QPR next, Huddersfield next, so lots of games coming at us. Let's start picking up some points, and let's start bringing in some players in at the club so we are ready to go for the second half of the season. So those are my thoughts, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Have a great Christmas, guys, and New Year if you guys are just tuning into this video. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.